Hi Kiwi, and welcome back to a new episode of Hades 1. This is our mirror setup for the day. We're finally doing it. We are going to beat 50 heat. We're going to be taking the Palm Blossom because I will be honest, I am using a mod to guarantee my first boon, but that is the only mod I am using on this run. Just something that locks in the first boon, which will be a Zeus special. We're going the Blitz Disc, of course. And what I will say is, like, my first 45 heat run, I did a Zeus special seed that I had saved anyway, so we'll just call this a seeded 50 heat. And the point is to prove that I can beat 50 heat, rather than spend a whole lot of time rolling for that starting boon, which, again, I do have a seed saved, from my 90-something run, that gives me a Zeus epic tier special, even with, 2 levels of what's the perk called, or the packed peppermint perk called, approval process. Yeah, 2 levels of approval process. So I could always use that again, like I did with my first 45 feet run. The point is just to see if I can do it. Of course, I am taking Extreme Measures 3 to make the Gatekeeper less of a Gatekeeper, and an early Athena is amazing. We'll take her attack, fine, that's fine. We'll take the Chaos Gate here.
I can take it.
Chaos Gates are super sketchy with 2 levels of approval process on, but I gotta play risky early on, because I can reset the run if I need to. Cast isn't really that amazing, and getting locked out of my attack isn't great, so let's see. Okay, I guess we're just locked into getting cast buff. Oh, I guess more importantly is we're not suffering for this, and it'll save us some time, which, I just cannot manage Extreme Measures 3 without, or sorry, not, I can't manage tight deadline level 3 without extremely good RNG, and so to limit the effect of RNG on the run, I am going to take Extreme Measures 2, or sorry, oh my goodness, I get tight deadline level 2, so 7-minute tight deadline, and have to deal with the heat being distributed elsewhere just for a bit of ease of use. But in typical Zeus fashion, we are looking for basically just Zeus boons, and since it's a high heat run, Athena boons. Everything else is kind of icing on the cake. Boons that I'd be interested in, likelihood would be, I suppose, I could make an argument for Demeter, just so that if I get hit, I can slow enemies, or if I slow enemies, they're easier to manage with forced overtime to level 2, just everything moving 40% faster if we can neutralize that. Sure, Aphrodite isn't a bad idea either for similar reasons, weakening enemies so they don't do as much damage, also nice. Dionysus gives damage reduction at lower HP and can heal us a little bit, but with a whole lot of lasting consequences on, his boons are overall kind of lackluster for this kind of build, especially since I'm not building around his special. So I'd say probably best gods, Artemis, of course. Artemis is kind of the go-to god after Athena for just good run, if we have a build in mind. And our 4th god slot really goes to whoever makes sense in the moment when we're offered it. I need to keep in mind that I need boons to sell, so I'll be looking for a 4th god no matter what in Tartarus, and I'll probably buy them in the end shop if I get enough coin.
Delicious.
Getting more damage on the attack isn't amazing. Okay, I guess we're getting locked into Demeter. So yeah, getting enemies chilled so they're a little bit easier to manage, I won't mind. We can certainly manage this. Alright, I'm just gonna wait for these guys to line up and then pop a Meg. I think overall that I don't need to be conservative with my keepsakes, honestly. Alright, Demeter, what have you got? Ravenous Will, not bad, actually. Damage reduction plus damage up, and I'm going to be tossing out my cast fairly regularly, so that's actually pretty good for us. Probably the best boon we could see from Demeter this early in Tartarus, assuming I remember to toss out my cast stone, which for now I'm just going to focus on not getting hit. Because, that's the thing about the shield being probably our best option for high heat runs, is the fact that it is such an incredibly safe weapon. Blocking damage from the front whenever I'm charging up my bull. Oh my goodness, a 40 hit. Okay, that's not good. But that is why we are taking Stubborn Defiance here, because, I mean, I do have... I think I'll go for the HP. Honestly, I don't understand the hammers on the shield as well as I do on the rail and the bow. And I know there are some good hammers on the shield, don't get me wrong, but I feel like they are less impressive than just being able to survive. And we're going to be counting on Stubborn Defiance to keep us topped up as much as possible, so honestly, it's not a bad option to just take what I can get here, you know? Anyway, we are basically, like I was saying, the main boons we're hunting for at this point are Zeus boons. We want as many tier 2 Zeus boons as we can get. If we can get his legendary, awesome. We, of course, want either more dashes or rush delivery from Hermes, and then really it's just taking what the game gives us. We're not going to be allowed to be very picky here, since approval process is very much going to limit our options. The main goal is just kill things as quick as possible and hope that that is enough. Whether it is or not, but we'll find out. I've practiced this run a lot, and so really the idea is if I can get through Elysium, there is a very high chance I can win 50 heat, especially because I do not have Extreme Measures 4 on. Extreme Measures 4 is just such a huge gatekeeper to get to the end of like a 30-40 minute run, only for Hades to just swat me down like a fly. We don't have enough coin for another boon, so we're just going to go ahead and take this palm and hope it ends up on the special. Excellent. Okay, so we have level 4 special now. Diminishing returns are pretty substantial at this point, so we won't ask for much more, but this is a good base damage, that's for sure. Well said, Tisiphone. Honestly, in terms of speedruns, Tisiphone is the worst boss you could ask for. She has because of her screen transition, she actually takes longer than the other sisters in terms of overall time if you have good DPS. But I find her one of the mechanically easier bosses to contend with. I'd say Electo is kind of scariest for long-range builds. Actually, is that true? I don't know. I think Electo overall is the scariest of the three, and Meg is hardest when you're doing a melee build. Well, maybe not even hardest. I honestly feel like I'm more consistent against Electo with a melee build, but Meg, she has her AoE if you're in proximity to her that she uses after every other dash, basically, if you're close enough that she'd want to use it, and that thing gives you quite the walloping at this heat. So, but we're not running melee outside of our bull rush. Okay, what do I take now? Let's see. First off, what are we selling? I don't know. I'll let go of Ravenous Will because I'm not using my cast that much. It's a better boon than the attack, but I'd rather have the attack steroid, I guess, and the ability to deflect.
Up we go, then.
Since we already have Athena locked in, I'm just going to stick with the Palm Blossom, honestly. Get as many levels on my core boons as I can. More damage on the attack, more damage on the special, and hopefully if we get a tier 2 Zeus boon, more damage on those are great. Do I take the Chaos Gate? I'm going to do it. Again, we're early enough in the run that if I need to reset, I can. But maybe Chaos gives us some good boon rarity, HP. Attack damage isn't amazing, but we'll take it. Again, the other reason I'm taking Chaos is just to save time, because even with a 7-minute tight deadline, unless I get lucky with my Zeus boons, I am my previous attempts have constantly run up against tight deadline issues against the heroes. So I'm not only pressured against a tough boss fight with really difficult modifiers, including double damage and no healing, and 40% attack move speed increase, but then on top of all of that, I am under the pressure of tight deadline running out, and I need to DPS as quick as possible, which means I have to play less safe. So for me, I think this is the ideal setting. But with all that said, another level on this special, there's Aphrodite. Honestly, Aphrodite isn't a bad option here. If we get Smoldering Air, that would be pretty awesome on a Zeus call. Athena's Call isn't a bad option either if I'm just spamming iframes, you know, but I honestly, I prefer Athena's Greater Call where possible, and it's not very difficult to stack up Greater Call with the Thunder Shield, or the Zeus Shield, frankly, so we'll go this route. We'll see what we get. Smoldering Air is an ideal, realistically speaking, again, with approval process the way it is, and without any, and with, I think I end with one level of routine inspection, which turns off the mirror perks. The odds of me getting a duo bone on this run are very, very low. I mean, we see them happen on those legendary 64 heat run type things, but the odds are not in my... Oh my gosh. That's a 48. Well, let's not get hit again. He can one-shot us. Okay. And we're not done with this room. So yeah, like, this is the thing about 50 heat, is that it doesn't matter how well you play. One stray mess up, one singular mistake can cost you the run. So we're gonna work with what we're given, and we'll see how this run goes. This is my first attempt on the main file, so all bets are off, you know? Alright, Aphrodite, let's see what you give us. Probably cast her dash if I had to guess. We do not want her dash, though. Differently, you know what? I'll take it. It's better than her dash. We really want Athena's dash if we can get it. There's a Zeus boon. I have to take it, don't I? Yeah. I mean, it's mini boss. At least it's a mini boss Zeus boon. The last couple attempts that I've gotten, Zeus has refused to give me static discharge or double strike. He has consistently given me either his dash or his cast. I am using Meg for iframes here. Fun fact, Meg actually cancels out projectiles, or all your Katana keepsakes cancel out projectiles, so not only did I use that for iframes, I canceled out the shockwave that would have hit me. Oh my goodness, we got an epic tier static discharge. Kiwi, this is the run. I mean, it's not really the run. I mean, again, Elysium is our gatekeeper, but for the first time in probably, like, I think it's sub 10 attempts at this point still, but like high single-digit number attempts, Zeus has decided to bless me with a tier 2 boon, so the odds are way better. And honestly, this is the thing that was my gatekeeper for Tight Deadline, and the reason I'm taking 2 levels of Tight Deadline instead of 3. I just could never get a Zeus tier 2, and as a result, I just could never DPS fast enough. But an epic tier Jolted is a huge DPS up for us, like a substantially huge DPS up for us, I think. I don't actually know, but it feels like one, and usually in the runs where I get it, it does feel like one. And we get our first palm on it already, which is amazing. We're taking that Eurydice for sure. We're gonna go for Refreshing Nectar, as much as, actually, well, we only have 2 or 3 boons. Maybe, the other option is decent. I don't know. I mean, it could hit different league. It could hit the attack. But if it hits the special and Jolted, that would be incredible. I think I'm still going Ambrosia, or Refreshing Nectar, and I'm going to heal up here by using my Stubborn Defiance. The reason for this is we really are hunting for either a Greatest Reflex or a setup for Rush Delivery, and I'd rather have that better RNG on that. Also, if we get a Zeus boon in the shop and we get Double Strike, we don't get Double Strike, but I'm not going to complain about High Voltage because that could get a Zeus's Legendary. Like, the odds are low. The odds are phenomenally low. At minimum 1 in 3, and that's not accounting for the chance of the boon just showing up in the first place. So, okay. Well, Learning tends to be where I also choke a little bit, just because I more so on melee builds, much more so on melee builds, especially with the practice speedruns I've been doing. I tend to dive into the lava a little bit too much and take a lot more damage than they need to. Really enjoying the reflection on the attack right now against against Purple Lerny. So, Kiwi, in case you didn't notice, Lerny's heads are actually color-coded and tell you what the attack pattern is going to be. We have the main head being a Purple Lerny, which means he does his big AoE wave attacks. Blue, I forget which ones are which, frankly. I think yellow is the one that summons allies. Let's see. Blue, I think, is projectiles? No, blue is the one that summons friends. So, I think greenish-yellow is the one that does, like, chin slams, and I think there's another color that summons little Drakenhead type projectiles. I might be mistaken. I can't keep track of this, frankly. I just see heads, I pop heads. That's really what it is. I'm a Lerny pimple popping professional. What? Never mind. All right, Lerny down, and did we lose a Death Defiance? I've already forgotten. I think we did not. I think we barely hold on to it, so we'll have to reset before we go to the next floor. Yeah, 2 HP remaining. Look at that. All right, well, we are back up to 45 HP is our minimum HP, which is pretty solid. Stubborn Defiance really is the best option when you max out Lasting Consequences so you can't heal. Because, I mean, it overrides that you cannot heal. I'm going to take Acorn here, and, I don't think I buy anything here, and selling Different League, easy choice. We don't even, like, why would they, there's no choice here. We sell Different League. The damage reduction is nice, but it's not strictly necessary. Again, if I play safe, if I use this shield well, and I have Acorn going into the heroes, which should block a lot of damage that would otherwise kill me, it's going to be pretty good. And again, we have Athena, so we could get Death Defiances. I think I'm probably good on Chaos now. Do I take it for time save? We're at 13 minutes. I probably don't need to at this point. I'm going to go for the HP here. Again, hammers might be objectively better, but I want survivability. We're counting on a Patroclus and a Wall of Charon to show up that give us increased healing on our Stubborn Defiance if we can afford to get it, because that will really help make or break the run. I imagine I will need that, even if I am going against Extreme Measures 3, like, not Extreme Measures 4 Hades. I'd rather not risk the... I want to have as good a chance of winning as possible, and it's not beyond me to choke in a moment of sincere pressure. So, we'll see. These Void Stones are such a pain with their shields, and, oh my goodness, Kiwi, when I was doing some practice runs with Extreme Measures 4 on, or no, actually it was with Extreme Measures 3 on, with speed runs, never mind, or Extreme Measures, oh my goodness, Extreme Measures 2, speed run. I've been getting Hades with who summons those Void Stones. Okay, here's our next Hermes. I think we still have Refreshing Nectar going. Yes, we do. So we could see a high tier boon. This Hermes is probably where I use my rerolls, if I had any. So hopefully we get something decent. At least not attack or special speed up. That would, or like even auto cast isn't terrible because it could give us bad news if we're lucky. But like, anyway, I've tangented in pretty hard. What I was saying, on my speedruns, I've been getting these Void Stones in the Hades room in this phase 1, and they block damage, and then I'm like, well, I guess there goes my speed, there goes my time. Like, in theory, I should be able to burst them down with the build that I have, but every now and again, they slip through. Honestly, 20% dodge chance, not my favorite option, but certainly better than not. Do I take the trial? I mean, it's super risky. That could throw the run. I think, let's check the shop here. Can't heal, nothing there I want. I want to save my coin for boons. We're gonna go for coin just to make sure that I can afford a Death Defiance later. Or not a Death Defiance, but like a stubborn, whatever is it Touch of Sticks, I think it's called? The one that enhances Stubborn Defiance. There's Kiss of Sticks and there's Touch of Sticks. Kiss of Sticks is the one that refunds Death Defiances. You know, also, I guess something worth considering is, if I get an Athena boon, I should use up my Death Defiance before I take it, because she could offer us a Death Defiance, and it does stack with Stubborn Defiance, weirdly enough, but only if you've used up your Stubborn Defiance in the room. So, we'll see. We will see. But so far, I mean, like, the thing about it is like, as long as I have a Stubborn Defiance charge, I can heal up. And I feel like I have a chance as long as I have that Stubborn Defiance charge. The second I lose the charge, now I'm nervous. Now I'm thinking, oh gosh, if I take too much damage, the run is over. And these chariots, my goodness, chariots and archer rooms, they are the bane of my existence on high heat runs, especially with the shield, because they will keep their distance, and in theory, yeah, I can block their projectiles, but if they get around, if they're like in multiple directions around me, I can only block from one direction, you know? And chariots have a nasty habit of swooping around you when you're holding shield, which I don't appreciate. Let's see, mid shop or mini boss Aphrodite. I need the boon, but the mid shop's probably safer here. I also am only on 13 HP. Let's play it safe, and I can't afford a boon if it's Zeus. Oh, and it's Zeus. We take that.
I'll take this one.
Oh, no, Zeus. No, Zeus. Stop it. Take it back. Take it back. No, of all the boons he could offer us. Oh, hey, Patroclus. Of all the boons that Zeus could offer us, why his attack? He had so many options. He had so many options, whatever. We're taking Touch of Sticks Dark here. Now we heal a substantially increased amount of HP when we die on Death Defiance, and it's gonna be so incredible to keeping us alive. Also, Than, hey Than, that's more HP for us.
One in the sea. Thought I might stop by and check up on this corner of the underworld, Zag.
He is such an edgelord with that kind of introduction. Like, what can I say? Anyway, we love Than here, though. We stand for Than, right? Is that what they say? Is that what the kids say? We stand for Than. I'm hip, I'm young. You know what they say, it's hip to be square. I said that at work unironically once, and my coworker just like looked at me and laughed. And you know what? I would too. Oh my goodness, hello Spear Tip. Okay, well that's a solid, okay, so here's that instance of where things are a little bit more sketchy, but also look at that. Instead of 45 HP, or probably 50, close to 50 now with our max HP, we're back up to 140. Like, Patroclus is going to carry us through Heroes at minimum, and if we get the 2 Chamber 6, carry us through Hades probably too, because we've got another 15 chambers, or 15 encounters specifically, with this buff effect, and that is no small number of rooms. It probably would run out if we got a 3 or 4 Chamber 6, so we're definitely going to pray that we get the 2 Chamber 6 here. But yeah, just the fact that we got Patroclus and have at least one tier 2 Zeus boon means our run is going to be a lot cleaner than all my other previous attempts, frankly. And we have Athena in the pool too. There's our second Hermes. We do not have Refreshing Nectar anymore. We are not in potential for Rush Delivery due to our having gotten Greater Evasion, which, mind you, has blocked more hits than I care to recognize. Like, that honestly itself may carry us through the Hades fight if we take a hit that would have killed us otherwise. Because, I mean, think about it, we have Hard Labor maxed out. We are going to be taking double damage from Hades, and that means he can hit us for like 80 plus, potentially. So, you know, it's pretty spooky. Everything, I mean, that's 50 heat for you. Everything is spooky. Alright, let's see. Okay, sorry, I'm sweating a little bit over the archers in typical fashion. Alright, we got those guys caught in the blades. That is not the Revenant I need to kill. I honestly, like, I don't think they're the worst possible option, but sometimes they feel like it is when the Revenants split. It feels rough. And by split, I mean into these, like, 4 separate Revenants, 3 of which explode and do a pretty sizable amount of damage, and then the one that you actually need to kill. They're also not great for tight deadline, frankly, because they take, unless you kill them, they take a while to pop. which isn't a super long while, but it certainly adds up over time if you're not able to kill them. For example, if you're running a melee build and don't really have a good option of getting close to hitting them. This guy is in an awkward position. All right, stop dashing away, you jerk. All right, there we go. And pop goes the weasel. And, oh, okay, good. Got it, good. Really, so this is why I complain about Archer and Brightsword rooms. With any level of jury summons on, and even not when you're doing speedrun, they take forever to clear, man. They take forever to clear. They're rough. At least in terms of time management. In terms of difficulty, it depends. There are lower HP enemies, and depending on the room layout, archers aren't always difficult if you get like a layout where there are a lot of walls that they can't hit you through, so they constantly try to reposition to get into a better position, and you can kind of get them grouped up that way. But that is a big if, because Elysium definitely has some big open rooms that are a pain in the butt to deal with. Also, with hide and security on, the eggs in this room do 75 damage, and they're a good way to refund Death Defiance, the Stubborn Defiance. I'm like, I didn't want to pop that egg because I'm like, this room isn't ending. Is there another wave? But let's see. Are you dead? This should be the last one in this room. This was a really long room. My goodness. Unideal. All right, let's go heal up by exploding ourselves. This is normal. I take 75 damage and heal 160. This is fine.
Olympus.
All right, what do we got here? Hermes, greater haste. I mean, more mobility isn't a bad option. I saved my reroll for Zeus, I think, so maybe we can get another jolted, get a double strike or his legendary potentially. And again, we're gonna just try and stack up as much survivability at this point. Frankly, with just an epic tier special, especially a level 6 epic tier special, I can beat extreme extreme measures free to Hades. Like I can kill Hades for sure with minimum damage. But you know, if we could get a nicer boon to increase our DPS, would always be welcome. But here you see what I mean. Like, we entered Elysium, I think, with 14 minutes on the clock at best. I think it was like 13 minutes. Yeah, we entered Elysium at about 13 minutes. And I've already used up almost 7 minutes of that clock. And the heroes fight is not going to take under a minute. So this is why I said I needed, without perfect RNG for Zeus boons, I needed to take tight deadline level 2, and so my workaround for that was taking the first level of routine inspection to nerf our mirror perks. We lose the ability to reroll without getting keys. We lose the increased rarity on boons or the increased chance of duos / legendaries, and I think we lose increased room rarities as well. So it's a pretty rough penalty. Nothing here I want. And shop or hammer, I can't afford a boon, but I still feel like maybe we get mystery boon, maybe we get a palm or some... Oh man, I wish I could afford that Zeus boon. I think I'm gonna save the coin. Honestly, should have taken the hammer chamber. That is my mistake. I should have taken the hammer chamber. I got greedy for something that I couldn't have guaranteed. Oh well, maybe I'll take the palm. I don't know. I think, no, I'm gonna save my money. That way, I can buy a touch of sticks from the Well of Charon, or a better boon in sticks. All right, we've got our heroes fight. This is where I am most likely going to lose the run. If we beat the heroes, we have a chance. And honestly, without the pressure of tight deadline, I can play extremely safe. I definitely got hit by both of those, and greater evasion blocked both of them. Like, and again, it's not my preferred option. Okay, we got hit by both of those. Again, greater evasion isn't necessarily my first choice, but it's going to help. I panicked back there, Kiwi, and there goes our oh my goodness, he hits for 60. I guess that makes sense. There goes our, oh hello Asterius, please. I hate that he can go into his phase and still charge at you like that. It's like if you phase him right as he's building up his bull rush, you can't cancel him out of it, and it's so scary to have an invulnerable bull charging at you. Literally an unstoppable object. Versus, I guess, my shield, which is an immovable force. Granted, I do move. I get knocked back when I get hit by things with the shield blocking things, if they have enough knockback to do so. But yeah, all right. I think we just let Theseus do whatever the heck he wants, and we try to stay in parallel with him so that he never, like, we're never caught by his bullets, and we focus down the ball. In theory, I believe the shield can be broken if you take enough damage, so I do not want to, like, sit in his big spinny move for too long. It'll only cost me my run. Hello! Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Extra. Forced overtime. Oh, okay. He hit us apparently through that wall. That's cool. Wish I could hit people through walls with my abilities. Whatever.
You and me, kid.
All right. Theseus should be the easy part, especially when we have 180 HP and a very stacked up Zeus shield with jolted damage. High voltage is cute. It only helps us in like non-boss scenarios, I would say. But 180 HP against a Theseus of this caliber, we've got this. Kiwi, I think this is the run. I genuinely think we are going to beat 50 heat here, which is really exciting. Okay, well, I should not sell myself, or I should not expect that immediately. Alright, Theseus is about to pop. I did take a little bit more damage than I would have liked, but we are going into Styx sitting pretty with a huge HP pool.
They say to never meet your heroes.
A touch of 11 chambers of Touch of Styx, so that means we need the 2 chamber Styx for Touch of Styx to make it to Hades. So we're depending on some good RNG or some good gameplay if not.
So withstood the finest of Elysium.
I think I definitely keep Acorn here, and then, oh, this is a rude setup. Like, what else can I sell? Honestly, Greater Haste. I think I re-roll here to sell either the attack or Greater Haste. I don't want to part with any of these boons.
How about a different set of choices?
And okay, well, or, you know what? I keep Greater Haste, I let go of the attack. The attack is so useless on us. It's not, yeah, it's applying Jolted, and it does a little bit extra damage, but it is so useless in the grand scheme of things. It isn't, I'm very upset that Zeus was just like, hey, you want all these boons from me? Well, tough nuts. I'm gonna give you my attack. That is definitely how Zeus sounds in my head right now. I'm so mad at him. But frankly, he gave us a free boon to sell. We are currently sitting on 3 boons. There is a 900 gold Hermes. Almost guaranteed we are not going to take that. I mean, we'll see. We don't have mini boss on coin, so yeah, we're probably not going to get that. I probably go for HP first, so I have the biggest possible hills from Touch of Styx. But I'll save that for the end. That way I can heal up more. I don't know. I want to get the palm on our special again. Or actually, honestly, if we get it on Jolted, that would be amazing. I don't think it can't hit Greater Haste, and I don't think we really have many more boons to offer. So hopefully it hits Jolted. That'll be a big DPS up for us. Not the end of the world if it hits our special, but yeah, I'm looking for HP. Again, I want to be as tanky as possible, so I'll save the 50 HP that Satyr Chamber is going to give us for the end, in hopes that, I mean, also I guess the idea is maybe I save that for a 3-chamber Styx if I don't get 2-chambered. Nah, I still take mini boss chambers on high. I take mini boss chambers on high heat. We'll kill them faster, and it's less things to worry about. Big open 6 chambers, especially if satyrs spawn, are just a giant pain to deal with. Honestly, snake stones are pretty nasty too. I take a lot more damage from them than I realized. Just because with forced overtime, their lasers come out so fast, and I get hit so quickly. All right, this guy is very scary, like very easy to contend with, but also if you get caught in his blast radius, he does a ton of damage, especially if you get hit by multiple enemies, multiple blasts at once. So definitely need to be careful about this. Iframing with Meg, getting out of here. Didn't hit anyone, but I blocked. I would have gotten hit, and that would have hit me for like probably 60, at least 40, probably closer to 65. I think it is. It's a nasty hit. We need to get rid of this this mine thrower right now. Oh gosh, Whee. That was. I'm like, I need to be careful with my dashes so that I can bail out. All right, he's popped. We're good. Giant vermin hit like a truck too with this amount of hard labor on, but they're certainly a lot more manageable, I would say. Okay, never mind. That wasn't even the mini boss, and I got hit for a 50. Jeez. All right, you know what? We're gonna play lame win game. We're gonna just safe spot over here and let them die to the blitz disc as they try to hit us. I'll just casually get near them enough that they don't try to path around the corner like that one in the right is doing. And there we go. Okay. Ooh, that was sketchy. And there we go. Oof. Oh, we got it on the special, which isn't bad. It's not a lot of damage. It's only another, what was that, 6 damage per hit? But every bit of damage matters, I suppose. Do I buy things from the shop? I mean, that Demeter boon doesn't do much for us, but I'll probably take it. Let's see. Mistral Dash. Honestly, slowing down enemies at this point, it's not the end of the world, and it's at least a little bit of extra damage. I'll take the palm as well at this point, and it ends up on Jolted, which I cannot complain about. Okay, I think I realize I'm not going to be able to afford those bigger Hermes boons, and I'm definitely not going to be able to afford the bigger Hermes boon, and those larger palms, as nice as they are. The Demeter boon could give us something to work with, and again, being able to slow enemies means they're going to be a little bit that much easier to dodge, potentially. So we take what we get. Also, pretty helpful with the tiny vermin chambers, not going to lie. I mean, obviously the blitz disc is our big win condition here. for killing the vermin fast, but the dash isn't bad either. All right. Oh, and there's my example of the snake stones just melting my HP. I'm gonna let them kill me here and heal up to 184 HP because I don't know when my next best chance to heal will be, especially if I do get the 2 chamber sticks. I want to make sure that I am as close to full HP as possible. Like that's the thing about Centaur Hearts and Centaur Souls from the Well of Charon. When you are running high heat with max lasting consequences, those basically become your heals at the end of the run, pretty much. So, do we get the 2 chamber 6? Do we get the 2 chamber 6? Now is our moment of truth. Again, if we don't get 2 chamber 6, I lose Touch of Death prior to Hades, and I won't be able to heal up nearly as much if I do lose a Stubborn Defiance. Let's see what we get, Kiwi. We got the 2 chamber. Oh my goodness, Kiwi. We've got 8 minutes on an extreme on a non-extreme Hades. We've got this. I genuinely believe I've got this. Can't afford anything in the shop. All right, Cerberus.
The Hound of Hell accepts another satyr sack.
Give us the best luck you can give us, good boy. Here we go, Kiwi. 50 heat, seated. Can I beat Hades? I mean, I know I can. He is not the gatekeeper anymore. Honestly, the heroes are, and I guess potentially tight deadline with bad sticks RNG, and honestly, maybe Zeus is the keepsake, the gatekeeper, frankly, with his terrible boon RNG.
You have circumvented all of my security measures again, but can you get through me?
Figures the one run where I get a damage enhancing tier 2 is the run that actually gets to Hades. Well, here we go. We are going to play exceptionally safe. We are going to go to our safety corner, and we're just going to play safe in the safety corner. The basic idea is toss out your shield and shield bat and bull rush away. And as long as you're holding shield, he can't really do much against you, although I'm sure I'm going to say that and get punished for my hubris. Well, there's an example of that right away. I am wasting my dashes. Okay, I'm choking a little bit. I have 214 HP and another 214 HP, or maybe, is it 200? No, probably like 200 HP or like 190 HP. All I have to do is DPS him. I can play super safe. I can play super slow. We've got this. Just let the Blitz Disc do its job and dash through all of his big hits. The funny thing is the Blitz Disc, or any shield, when you're holding shield, does in fact block his projectiles that cast Boiling Blood. Alright, Splitter is a little nasty. I forget if these AoEs on these guys can actually penetrate shield or not. I don't think they can. I know, like, they can penetrate walls with those projectiles, which is what's really annoying. Oh my goodness. That Splitter is eating our, oh, well, there goes our Acorn. Okay. So Splitter is eating our Acorn, unfortunately. We keep this going. We've got this. Just kite him around with the shield. I think I'm going to try and kill this Splitter, honestly. It's being more of a nuisance than I anticipated. And, I mean, once we pop its armor, it has no HP. The mini-boss armors are kind of busted, and I think that's the main reason why Calisthenics program feels so rough to deal with, aside from, obviously, bosses with huge HP pools having even more huge HP pools. It's just anything with armor just becomes significantly more tanky. I think armor basically increases enemy HP by double, if not triple. I think the armor is 200% of their base HP, so it basically triples their overall HP. I might be mistaken about that, but it certainly feels that way if not. Also, Greater Evasion blocked that hit. Greater Evasion was a huge godsend here. Quite literally a godsend when you put it into the context of this game, I suppose. Alright. Again, safety corner, we just go back and forth, we block his attacks. We dodge his attacks with Greater Evasion yet again. I am really getting lucky. Wow. Okay. We can do this. We can do this. Alright. The question becomes...
Not finished then?
Will I choke on phase 2? We shut up our shield, we run away, and he gives us free pots, so I run up, do a couple melee damages, or a couple attacks. Oh, he is giving us so much free damage here. Thank you, Hades. Just enjoy your brother's company for us, why don't ya? Another laser, that gives us a good setup for the shield, so I'll just go ahead and stay safe and let the shield do its job. Back to the safety corner. I'm gonna get hit. Oh, we just barely blocked it with a shield hold, or with a shield press, or I guess just holding the shield. All right, we are halfway through phase 2, pretty much. Okay, don't choke now, Jeff. You've basically got this for free. You haven't. Have you taken any damage in phase 2 yet? I don't think you have. All right, here we go. We do still have hide and security on, and with no sure footing, another greater evasion dodge, Kiwi. We are getting oh my goodness, hello, that's a 40. All right, I'm at 154 HP. We could die to a, we're 4 HP shy of dying to a pot, so I've got to be careful about this. Oh, that's 80 damage. Ooh. All right, well, still good. We're still, oh my goodness, I'm choking, Kiwi, I'm choking, I can do this. All right, I'm gonna focus. Meg, help, help, Meg. Okay, we got this. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of, oh my goodness. Oh. I am one hit from death if I get a boiling blood on me. We got him. 50 heat, Kiwi. Woohoo! Oh, 50 heat.
How did you accomplish this? I cannot remain.
I fought tooth and nail, and I didn't let you have extreme measures 4. Just a little lightheaded on that one, Kiwi.
In the name of
Like,
Hades.
look at this. We have barely any boons to our name. That is the difficulty of extreme measures of higher heat. You can't afford boons in the shop. You need to spend money on things to keep you alive. Honestly, we probably honor Touch of Stark stuck here. We definitely have to honor Greater Evasion, right? Yeah, we have. Okay, let's see. I think we honor Touch of Stick Dark and Greater Evasion, and I mean we have to honor the core boons of our damage. But oh my goodness, 50 heat, there it is. Feels darn good, Kiwi. My final boss is complete.
I have no new tales left to tell. But do not think that you have won, Prince Zagreus. For any tale worth telling is a tale worth telling again, and again, and again.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I love that end dialogue, and it's appropriate for this one, right? Because that's kind of like the finale commentary, right? We've beaten our final boss. I think for me, I still want to do a couple other things before I like go hardcore into mods. Right now, it'll just be like
that was pretty good. all
mods
in all.
choosing our next boon at worst.
Welcome to the House of Hades, where
Well-
death is our life.
Plus or minus Pony's quality of life mod for
Honest,
some like
if
better
ever there's something I
RNG
can do, you need but ask.
for those potentially silly runs I want to try. But I think right now what I'm going to do is speedrunning.
We'll have to catch up in the lounge sometime, huh, Prince?
So like I'll use a mod to predict the boon and try a legitimate
I knew you
speedrun
could
on
do
some
it.
of the weapons I've
I
not
have to
tried
go
before.
now, Zagreus. But I shall see you just as soon as I return.
Safe travels, Persephone. Okay, good boy RNG, please.
Notoriously vicious Cerberus is watching quietly his master's court.
As are our cats waiting for breakfast. Oh wait, no, I fed them this
More
time.
pets? More pets.
I've learned that if I don't feed them, they wake you up, Kiwi.
I'm not just merely listening to this.
Particularly Gnocchi just says, okay, if Dad won't feed me, Mom will. And she never does in the morning, unless I'm going to
Don't
work.
instill some fear in those wretches out there, would you?
And if I'm here recording in the morning, that means, no, I'm the one in charge of feeding them. But at least I decided to feed them before
too good a deal to
recording
pass
today.
up.
All right, Kiwi.
You look rather well on this occasion, child.
Let's go take a look at our, oh, hey, when's the last time any of you wanted to do something together? Anyway, all right, let's go upgrade our resources warden again. Or resources manager.
Yeah, you like resources, right?
Delta Fixer. I still don't know what any of these mean. I know they're purely cosmetic, but all right, let's just take a moment to revel in the achievements we've had in this channel. Sub 10 speedrun, sub 9 speedrun for that matter,
Just checking
and
up on
50
things.
heat, 40 heat on all other weapons, and 45 before
Seriously,
that.
you shades, keep it up.
It's wild. There it is, Kiwi. 50 heat and a sub 9 speedrun as my achievements on this playthrough. I hope you've enjoyed watching, and if you're awake, I hope this is helping you fall asleep. If you're sleeping, I hope you're sleeping well. I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Sleep well, my love.